The great Greek grape growers grew great Greek grapes. With whispers of interest rates rising again, is this fall season going to bring a strong chill to the real estate market? Well, stay tuned because we're going to be covering all of that in this month's Market Update. How's it going, everybody? My name is Brandon Vincent with eXp Realty. I'm a real estate agent who's been actively selling real estate for 5 years now. My goal on this channel is to bring you relevant real estate information in an entertaining way. If you do like the sound of that, then make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Follow along for the journey. But without further ado, let's get into this month's Market Update. But before we dive into the video, let's just do a quick recap of where we are currently at. On a year-to-date basis, home sales totaled 1,515 units over the last 9 months, which was a notable decline of 23.3% from the same period in 2022. Now, what that could mean is that in 2022, we had a very lucrative market, just like in 2021, and there was a lot of buying action going on because the interest rates weren't as high as they currently are now. So there was more buying power in all the buyers' hands. So what we're seeing this year is actually less transactions happening, which is scary for a lot of real estate agents because that means that there's less business happening all around for everybody. And this isn't just in Saint John, this is all across the country. So with that in mind, there's been over 60,000 real estate agents all across Canada who have actually exited the business, either because it's getting too hard, they're looking to retire, or it's just too much of a challenge to fight and find business. Now, with that being said, there's one agent that you can always count on who's not going anywhere, and that's me. So what happens when you have low inventory but a fairly high demand? What happens to the commodity of that item that's a low inventory item? What happens? Exactly, the price goes up. So the price starts to increase of that item when there's more people that want it and there's not enough of that item to go around. And in this case, what we're talking about when I say low inventory is low listings, low homes for sale. There's not enough homes being built and there's not enough homes coming up for sale right now. And that's causing a squeeze. And that's why we're seeing these prices maintain where they're at, even though the interest rates have continued to go up and up and up. So let's dive right into some of this research from the Saint John Real Estate Board. And the headline reads, MLS market activity slows as summer turns into fall in Saint John. The number of homes sold through the MLS system of Saint John Real Estate Board totaled 186 units in September 2023, falling 10.1% from September of 2022. Home sales were 20.4% below the 5-year average and 9.2% below the 10-year average for the month of September. Now, this is from the president of the Saint John Real Estate Board. He said,
September witnessed a chill in the MLS home sales, maintaining a trajectory that lingers below the typical rate for this season. A dip was also seen in the number of properties freshly listed on the market, coming in just beneath the month's historical averages. In addition, active listings have consistently come in lower than usual figures for this time of year, making the third successive month of declines. The MLS HPI House Pricing Index composite benchmark price has risen 10% since the beginning of 2023 and 7% since September 2022. Even as a market balance has relaxed marginally, the scales remain decidedly tipped in favor of the sellers.
So what does all this mean? Well, just like I said, it is still a strong seller's market because there is such low inventory. There's record low inventory right now. Inventory. The average price of homes sold in September 2023 was $295,798, which is down 0.5% from September 2022. The more comprehensive year-to-date average price was $305,704, up modestly 3.4% from the 9 months of 2022. Hey, thank you very much for making it this far into the video. Please do me a favor, leave me a comment on what you'd like to hear me talk about on a video next, or what you think is going to happen in the Saint John real estate market. But without further ado, back to the video. So what we're noticing is the average house price is holding strong right around the $300,000 mark. And that's really good to see because despite all these interest rates, our market is still holding strong here in Saint John. And I personally believe that that is because we have still some of the most affordable real estate in all of the country. When you zoom out, our province has one of the lowest average house prices per any province all across the country. So I know that there's a lot of people here that are looking and saying it's a bubble, it's going to pop, when is this going to end? Now, what I don't think that these people are realizing is what's going on all across the country, because this isn't just happening here, it's happening everywhere. Now, in certain places, like in BC and in Ontario in certain cities, well, you're seeing the average house price actually start to drop because it's becoming so unaffordable to live there. But here in New Brunswick, we've had so many people move here in the last 3 years that it would actually probably blow your mind. I think it's right around 60,000 people have moved here since 2019, which is some of the largest growth we've experienced as a province in so long. And there's a lot of people who have moved here interprovincially who sold a house somewhere else for a very pretty penny, and they're sitting cash heavy, and they're still waiting for that right property, and they're still waiting for the time to strike. So there's still a lot of this going on, which is holding our prices strong, along with the fact that we just have some of the most affordable real estate in all of Canada. So now I'm going to read you a couple stats that is probably going to blow your mind, okay? So the number of new listings fell 2.6% just by 7 listings from September 2022. There were 262 new residential listings in September 2023, and this was the lowest number of new listings added in the month of September in more than 15 years. So it means that there's no new listings coming on. There is, but it's the lowest number that we've seen in 15 years. And it's mind-blowing because there's just not enough people selling homes, not enough homes being built, and the inventory is getting scooped up so quick. Also, active residential listings numbered 549 units on the market at the end of September, a decline of 20.5% from the end of September 2022. Active listings haven't been this low in the month of September in more than 2 decades. Inventory. We need inventory. Now, if it feels like I'm beating a dead horse here, get this, okay? Because this really hits it home. The number of months of inventory is the number of months that it would take to sell the current inventory, the current listings at the current sales activity. And right now, for the Saint John Real Estate Board, which is the whole Saint John surrounding area, only has 3 months. So if no new listings came on right now, we would be completely out of inventory and listings within 3 months. It's just absolutely unbelievable. So the next Bank of Canada interest rate announcement is happening October 25th. And at this moment right now, this video is filmed before then. So we'll have to stay tuned to figure out if there is going to be any more interest rate rises, which it seems like there could be possibly another 1/4 of a basis point rise going into 2024. And then what everybody is hoping and expecting is that we're going to slowly start to see a taper off of ideally somewhere around 2% over 2024, and then another percent coming into 2025. However, we cannot be certain whether this is or is not going to be the case, because as we've seen right now, we've been promised one thing and then another thing happens. So you just never know. However, this is currently the expectations. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen. But with all that being said, it is causing less buyer confidence, and that is just a sentiment that all buyers have as to whether or not right now is a good time to buy. My 2 cents on that is you should never try to time the market, because if you try to time it, chances are you're not going to do it right. You never know when the lowest time is. You never know when the highest time is. You only realize that in hindsight. So do what's right for you, because if you're able to get into the market now, real estate has a great track record of continuously rising. So if you're able to purchase a property right now and the bank's going to give you a mortgage and you're going to be able to afford it, well, then getting your foot in the door now is a better time than waiting and trying to time it out in 2 to 3 years, because you don't know what's going to happen. And if you got in now, that 2 to 3 years could have actually got you so much more equity, where you'd be sitting in a much better position as opposed to just saving cash and waiting for the right time to buy. So we are coming into the fall market, where you're going to start to see less sales activity happening naturally, just because of this time of year. There's normally a big push right until about December, and then right at that point you start to see things taper off because people are going into the holidays. So what you could do and how you could use this to your advantage if you're looking to get into the market is January and February can be great times to buy homes because there's less buyers out there just because of the nature of the business. It's snowing. It's not as enjoyable to go around and see homes. There's just less people out there, which means there's less competition for you as a buyer coming into the market. So that can be a great time because normally people selling in the months of January, February, and March normally have to sell, because if they didn't have to, ideally what they'd do is they'd wait till the spring in the hot market. So there's normally people that have to sell in those months, which is going to lead to less competition because it's winter, and that's going to be a great opportunity for you. So start to think about things like that if you're looking to get into the market. Now, if you're looking to sell, right now can still be a great time right up until the January, February, March area. Now, if you have to sell, then absolutely do that. But if you can do it now and still take advantage of the fall market, which is going to be a great market, like I said, right up until about December, January. Or I'd recommend, if you are looking to list, then waiting until the spring if you're able to at that point as well. Now listen, that's just some broad general advice. If you are looking for something specific, feel free to reach out to me. My number's down below in the comments. I'd be happy to talk. Thank you so much for watching the video this far. If you did get this far, you have to hit the like and subscribe button because you watched the full video. That means you like the content. That means there's going to be more content that you're going to like coming your way. So thank you very much. And if you did like this video, make sure to check out other ones of these videos here up around me that I'm going to post that aren't actually around me, but they are now because this is YouTube. Thank you very much and have a great day.